Hello kids, I'm back again with second part of the video wherein I would continue with the chapter titled Post Haste. Now, before continuing with the explanation, I would like to brief you with the previous part of the video wherein I explained you about Simpsons. This family, Simpsons family, had recently shifted to the neighborhood of narrator. Now once Mr. Simpson met the narrator in the corner of a street around 11 o'clock at night. He also requested the narrator to lend him 3 halfpence so that he could buy stamps from the stamp machine. I already explained you why he needed the stamps. He needed the stamps so that he could put the stamps on a letter and he could post a letter on the very same day, which was sent by his wife. Now, unfortunately, the narrator also did not have any coin. However, he suggests Mr. Simpson to accompany him to his house where he could fetch or where he could find 3 halfpence and he could lend him. Fortunately, he found 3 halfpence at home and he handed over the money to Mr. Simpson. Now, after receiving the money, Mr. Simpson requested the narrator to show him or to guide him the way to the post office since he had newly shifted in that locality. Now, the narrator spent exactly 3 minutes in explaining the way to the post office. However, Mr. Simpson did not understand, and the narrator also became as confused as Mr. Simpson. Now, let's see what's going to happen in the next part or in the second part. I assure you that you will have a funny conclusion at the end. Now, for this, to find out what happens in the end, you have to watch this entire video or you have to attend this entire explanation. Now let's begin with the explanation. Now, despite explaining the way to the post office, Mr. Simpson remained as blank or as confused as he could be. And he said, I'm afraid I don't quite, he blinked. Here, I'd better come along with you, I said. Now, the narrator decided to accompany him. Oh, I say, that's awfully kind of you, he assured me. Now once the narrator decided to accompany Mr. Simpson, so Mr. Simpson thanked him by saying, that's awfully kind of you. I felt inclined to agree with him. I led the way to the post office. Simpson inserted penny in the automated stamp machine. Now the narrator was forced to agree with Mr. Simpson and he led the way to the post office wherein Mr. Simpson inserted the money in the automated stamp machine so that he could get the stamp from the machine and he could post the letter on the very same day. It's empty, I explained. Oh, said Simpson. Experiment revealed that the stock of halfpenny stamps was also exhausted. Now, after putting the money in the machine, when nothing came out, so they got to know that even the stamp machine was empty. The halfpenny stamps had exhausted. Exhausted means got over. Simpson, in his agitation at this discovery, dropped his letter face downwards on the pavement, whence he retrieved it with the addition of a larger blob of mud. Now, when nothing came out from the stamp machine or when the stamps got over, Mr. Simpson got agitated. Agitated means irritated or annoyed. And he dropped the letter facing downward on the pavement. Pavement means footpath. He dropped the letter on the footpath and then he got the letter back or he fetched the letter. But once he picked up the letter from the pavement, the letter was covered with a large blob of mud. It became muddy or dirty. There, said Simpson, quite petulantly. Now it's got mud on it. Mr. Simpson said petulantly. Petulantly means in a complaining manner. The way children complain, same thing. He complained in a childish way that it's got mud on it. He rattled the empty machine spitefully. He just shook the machine spitefully in an angry way. Well, what can we do now? Now Mr. Simpson asked, now what to do? I suppose it must go tonight, I said. The narrator said that the letter had to go tonight. Dear me, yes. My wife was most insistent about that. She said I wasn't to. It's Well, I don't know whether it's extraordinarily important, but I'd better post it if you know what I mean. Now, Mr. Simpson says that this letter was given by his wife, and just because his wife had given that letter, so he had to post that letter on the very same day. Else, he said that his wife may get angry or annoyed with him. I did know, or at least I knew Mrs. Simpson. The narrator knew Mrs. Simpson very well because he had already met Mrs. Simpson earlier once or twice. I know, I've got a book of stamps at home. I suddenly remembered. Now suddenly the narrator remembers that he also has a book of stamps at home. Now let me show you what is book of stamps. This picture is book of stamps. Yes, here you can see many stamps in a book. So the narrator remembers that he has a book of stamp from where he could lend him the stamps. We ought to have thought of that before, said Simpson almost severely. Now very seriously he said, you could have thought earlier also about this. We'd better hurry or we shall miss the post, I told him. The narrator tells him that it's better to hurry up home again, otherwise he will miss the post. We hurried. It took rather a long while to find the book of stamps, and it wasn't. It wasn't really worth finding after all. It was empty. Now after a great deal of effort, when Mr. Simpson and narrator found the book of stamps, it was in vain because it was empty. How very provoking was Mr. Simpson's summing up of the matter. It was really very sad and annoying for Mr. Simpson because after trying for a long time, then too he could not find the stamps. Funny, I said. I could have sworn it was nearly full. The narrator said, I could have just checked it earlier that it was full. He also says that I wish it could be full, but unfortunately the book of stamps was empty. But what about my letter? Asked Mr. Simpson dolefully. Dolefully means very sadly. You'll have to post it unstamped, that's all, I said. Now the narrator gave him the suggestion or idea that he had to post the letter without stamps. Oh, could I do that? He asked, brightening. In an excited manner, Mr. Simpson asked, oh, could I do that? Means could he do that without stamps? Could he post the letter? What else can you do? The other chap will have to pay double postage on it the morning. But that can't be helped. The narrator tells him that the person who will receive the letter will have to pay double postage. Double postage means he will have to pay money for receiving the letter, first part, and second part he will have to pay for the stamp. I shouldn't like to do that. Neither should I. Now hurry or you'll miss the last collection. Mr. Simpson says, I shouldn't like to do that. Means I don't want that somebody else who will receive the letter to pay for this unstamped letter, for the stamps. So the narrator says that even I don't like, but you don't have any option. Now you hurry or you'll miss the last collection. Much flustered by this reminder, Mr. Simpson went off up the street at a trot. Now much flustered means much irritated by this reminder. Why was he irritated? Now he was irritated because the narrator reminded him or gave him this idea at the end. He could have given this idea earlier. However, he failed to do so. So Mr. Simpson was annoyed by this reminder. He went off the street at a trot. At a trot means between walk or run. It's like a jog. Hi, the other way, I rode after him. The narrator also went behind him roaring. Sorry, he panted, returning. Panted means breathing hard. I'd rather think I've forgotten the way again. Mr. Simpson says that I'm so sorry, again I forgot the way back home. I didn't even start to explain. I just took him firmly by the arm and escorted him to the post office. Now, without wasting much of the time, again, the narrator just took Mr. Simpson by his arm and he led him. Led him means he accompanied him to the way to the post office in time for the midnight collection, so that Before the postman could come and collect the letters from the letter box, Mr. Simpson could post that. He dropped in his letter, and then to finish off my job properly, I took him home. Finally, Mr. Simpson dropped his letter in the letter box, and after dropping the letter in the letter box, the narrator took Mr. Simpson back home so that again he could not forget the way. I'm most awfully grateful to you, really, he assured me earnestly. Again, he thanked the narrator by saying, I'm awfully grateful to you. From his doorstep, now he assured me, he said this from the doorstep. I can't think what I should have done without you. That letter, it's only an invitation to dinner. Oh, good gracious! Now, at the end, Mr. Simpson remembers that letter was only an invitation for dinner. And he also remembered the person for whom the letter was. However, he did not reveal the name. He just said in surprise, good gracious. Why, what's the matter? When he used the word good gracious, the narrator asked him, what's the matter? Nothing, just something I've remembered. Mr. Simpson said that nothing, he just remembered something. What? The narrator asked again. But he didn't tell me. Mr. Simpson did not reveal the name. He just goggled at me. Means he just looked at the narrator with eyes wide open. Like a stricken goldfish. The way goldfish, looks with its eyes wide open. Same thing, Mr. Simpson looked at the narrator, but he did not reveal the name of the person. Jerked out good night. He just shook hands with him and wished him good night, and he popped indoors. Means Mr. Simpson went indoor or went in his house. All the way home, I was wondering what it was he'd remember. All the way home, the narrator was just thinking about what Mr. Simpson had suddenly remembered. But I stopped wondering the next morning when I had to pay the postman 3 halfpence for the envelope with a great muddy mark on its face. Next morning, the narrator stopped thinking what Mr. Simpson had remembered, because it was narrator who had to pay the postman for the unstamped letter. It means the letter, which was an invitation letter, it was only for the narrator. Such a funny end. Mr. Simpson could have easily given the letter to narrator. However, he forgot to do that, and he troubled the narrator to an extent. Now let's come back to the homework. If you remember, I've already given you certain spellings and some word along with their meanings to jot down in your notebook. Now I continue with the word meanings. Earlier I had given you 9 words along with their meanings. Now here you have number 10, number 11, number 12, number 13, number 14 and number 15. Let's understand. Number 10, retrieve. Retrieve means fetched or got back. After dropping the letter on the pavement, Mr. Simpson fetched the letter back. Flustered means agitated or annoyed. Escorted. Escorted means led or accompanied. If you remember, the narrator had accompanied Mr. Simpson. Goggled means looked with eyes wide open. Petulantly means complaining in a childish way. Dolefully means very sadly. Now let's come to question answer series. Number 1. What did Mr. Simpson want from the narrator and why? I'm sure you know the answer to this question, but let's brief with the answer. Mr. Simpson wanted 3 halfpence from the narrator because he had to buy stamps for the letter which he was given by his wife to post. I repeat, Mr. Simpson wanted 3 halfpence from the narrator because he had to buy stamps for the letter which he was given by his wife to post. Who showed him the way to the post office? Of course, the narrator showed him the way to the post office. Number 3. Why was he unable to get the stamps from the machine? I'm sure you know the answer to this question also, but let's discuss. He was unable to get the stamps from the machine because the stock of stamps were exhausted in the machine. Means there were no stamps in the machine. The stamps got over. Number 4. How did the letter get blob of dirt on it? Let's see what is the answer. Mr. Simpson dropped the letter face down on the pavement. Once Mr. Simpson dropped the letter on the footpath, so it got a blob of dirt on it. And the last question is, where did the narrator take him the second time for the stamps? Did Mr. Simpson get the stamps? I'm sure you know the answer to this question as well. However, let's discuss. The narrator took Mr. Simpson to his home to give him the required stamps from his stamp book. However, Mr. Simpson could not get the stamps as the stamp book was empty. Now only this much for today. I request you to jot down these question answers in your notebook until and unless I come with the next video, wherein I would continue with the textual exercises. Now before I conclude with this video, I would like to inform you that the PDF of this chapter has already been uploaded in ebook. So in case or if you want to read the chapter, you can just open ebook folder and you can get the chapter from there. Also, if you find difficult to jot down or to note down the answer in your notebook, you can take the screenshot from the video and then you can copy down at your convenience. Now, bye bye and take care of yourself.